I've been thinking a lot about these big old corpos, these big corporations that keep buying these IPs or licensing them. Okay, so you have like Disney bought Star Wars, or Amazon is making this.
I thought you meant like an IP address. What do you mean IPs?
No, intellectual properties.
Okay.
I think a lot of people at this point, I'm going to talk specifically about Star Wars. I think people have given up hope. Mm-hmm. Like if you're like me, somebody who really enjoys Star Wars, but maybe isn't like the deepest fan of all time. Like when they say, all right, we're doing a new show, a new movie's coming out, I'm to the point where I don't even care anymore. It's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I don't trust you anymore. I don't think you're capable of it. And even if you make something kind of good, it's like, well, that makes things worse because now you think you're doing a good job because you lucked into something good one time.
Yeah.
I would rather you just keep failing so that we can get this over with quicker. Mm-hmm. So all of these things just need to die. Anything that the original creator is not there for anymore just needs to go. It can't be shepherded by somebody else.
Yeah.
So imagine that you have a family and the family actually builds a house and they live in the house and it's beautiful. Then the family gets divorced and the husband says, I'm going to build a house next door to it. Just the husband. Now, it'll probably be kind of the same thing, but it's not going to be as good. And you can't look at that house and say, oh, we're going to have the same beautiful memories in it. Yeah. Well, no, I got remarried. I've got a new family now. It's going to kind of look like it.
Yeah.
Now imagine, so that's the prequels.
Yeah.
Now imagine that guy says, I'm leaving. I'm selling this to someone else. And someone else just moves into the house and is like, look, we've got the house now. Okay, but you're not
that's
the guy.
Yeah.
You're not the family.
Yeah.
So you can do things here, like you can play dress up and pretend like these are the same memories and things that happen. But the only thing that would actually be interesting is if you built a new house and made it interesting. And so I think this Star Wars is over. I don't think you can. Maybe every once in a while you'll get a Knights of the Old Republic or the first season of Mandalorian, something fun that is cool. You kind of luck into it, but it's like, is it worth all the?
It's exactly like watching the Titans just get to the playoffs and then lose. It's like, how many years have I spent? And if they won the Super Bowl one time, would it have been worth it?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Even with Lord of the Rings, I think that for a while that was kind of an exception because J.R.R. Tolkien's son shepherded it for a while and he was very protective of his father's work. I think that's a special exception. But now that he's gone...
Oh, wait. So was he still alive when they were making the movie?
Yeah, he just recently died.
Oh, so he had a lot of say in the movie.
He was a part of it.
He made sure that they weren't screwing with it before.
I'm having a recollection that, no, I think it's actually the opposite. I think that they weren't happy with how the movies turned out.
That's just being a straight up stickler.
No, but look, I wouldn't be too harsh to that guy because he really, he made his whole life protecting Lord of the Rings. And so to the point where when they made the movies, he was frustrated that it wasn't close enough. And to you, it was close enough.
That became that guy's god, is what that became.
But look, now he's gone, and what's the first thing that happens? We get Lord of the Rings Amazon show.
No, everybody's...
They're moving into... The Amazon moved into the house and is playing dress up.
I get that. But it's sad that he couldn't appreciate what they did with that movie.
I see what you're saying.
You can go too far.
I got what you're saying. Because, it did... There were a lot of people like me and like you who had heard of Lord of the Rings growing up and just assumed, this is some nerdy fantasy thing. Then you see the movies and you're like,
oh, wow.
I would have never read this book. Yeah. I would have never been interested in this story.
Now I got all the figurines, the toys.
Yeah, and I've watched this movie 100 times.
Literally. Quote the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's like for everything there is a time. And it's that time ends when the person who made it is no longer there. We can never sell Blimey Cow. It'll just
imagine if we did.
Right. What is that? Thing. I remember a long time ago, in the heyday, I remember seeing something that was like, you could sell your channel for this amount of money. And I was like, but why would anyone buy it? For if I wasn't if you weren't a part of it anymore, what is it? It's just a channel with 100,000 that would just get...
That's like what Fred
squandered.
did. Remember Fred?